up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Beautiful looking shot right here.
Ooh, that is long.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
And the ball settles on the green about 26 feet away.
Yeah, not the easiest of putts coming up.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. This one has a good line. That is a phenomenal roll, Frank.
From downtown.
Continuing from the oldest championship in the game. It's the Open Championship at the old course at St. Andrews. Here at the 7th hole now, Frank.
Yeah, you try and hit your tee shot over a little stone there. It's called the March stone. That's a good line for like left of center. And, well, if you can just work it off that, good tee shot. You're only going to have a pitch in here to a green that's set up very high. Oh, that's fine.
Frankie's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy. But on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Starting to play some good golf. With that birdie, moves to 4 under for the tournament.
Rich, in that great opportunity, name on top of the leaderboard. It is only round 1.
Good place to be. EA Sports and the R&A are proud to present second round coverage of the Open Championship. Welcome to the Open Championship, the oldest major in golf. Frank, there really is nothing quite like it. The old course at St. Andrews combined with the Open Championship, it's bathed in history.
The golf course is magnificent. It just reeks of all the great players that have played the game. Pick your hero, whether it's a Bobby Jones, a Nicklaus, a Rory McIlroy, a Tiger Woods. All the greats have been there and played this marvelous course. It stood the test of time. And even the routing, the old 9 holes out, turn around and 9 holes in. It's marvelous.
Frank, from this vantage point here at the 12th, you can see why the old course, St. Andrews, are so iconic in the sport.
Yeah, this is a fun hole as we start to sort of head back to the village of St. Andrews. Hole's called Heathery. There's a big crop of heather on the left, and there's 4 little pot bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway, so you've really got to be cognizant of those. But good time to take the head cover off if you're a long hitter, and then you've only got to worry about that one pot bunker just short of the green.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
Now this for birdie. Came away with par in the previous round. just misses.
Now putt for par.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
That's a solid par. Still in it, Frank. Frank, how about the bunkers here at 13? A rather ominous sounding name.
Yeah, the coffins, and they are that for a reason. If you finish up in there, well, the best you'll probably ever do is make a bogey, unless you're an absolute genius. They're to be avoided, certainly off the tee. If you do, it's still a difficult hole. The second shot, unless you hit a perfect tee shot, will be blind.
Good contact, good result. Wow, smoked that tee shot. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Frank, the 14th is a big par 5, chance to make a big move, but also possibility of making a big number if you're not careful.
Yeah, you've got to be very aware of the out of bounds on the right side, even though it does move to the right. Ideal tee shot is down the right side that gets very close to that, because then that opens up the second shot and keeps that tee shot away from that crop of bunkers called the birdies. There's a big cross bunker up ahead that has to be avoided for the second shot. If you're long enough, you can reach this par 5 and 2, but this green, so many undulations that it is anything other than flat.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. What a shot. Setting up for an eagle here. Shouldn't be a problem here. Well, Frank, how about that?
Huge eagle, Rich. I mean, the quality of the golf right now, outstanding.
Time to tee it up here at the 15th as we begin the closing stretch here at the Open Championship of the Old Course at St. Andrews.
There's a big steeple in the distance, so even when it starts to fog in a bit, if you can keep your eye on that, that's a good line off the tee. And you've got to keep it, the tee shot just short of this sort of heather, this crop of heather down the left side. It still leaves you a lengthy second shot, but really that's the safest way to try and play this par 4, 15th. Very good par 4.
I mean, that is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie.
Really hitting on all cylinders now. 9 under for the tournament. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports and the RNA are proud to present third round coverage of the Open Championship. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports at the Open Championship, and we are at the home of golf, the old course at St. Andrews. And Frank, you know the old course is old when the new course here in St. Andrews is a century old.
But the old course is just a treat to play, or even play an Open Championship on that. The holes have changed in the way in which they've played over the years. For example, some of the short par fours are very drivable by today's great players, but the pot bunkers, how penal they are should you stray off line. They have to be avoided. And of course, there's all the little landmarks, whether it be the Old Course Hotel or even the famous Swilken Bridge as you traverse the 18th hole. There's something at St. Andrews for everybody.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
Well, that birdie has to feel even better, Rich, with everything so tight at the top.
Right in the middle of a Donnybrook at this point.
Moving on now to the par 4 13th. Frank, what's the strategy here?
Once again, to avoid those pot bunkers. The first one is called nicks, and then the other two up ahead, once again, they're called the coffins. Somehow you've got to go right or left of those or beyond those. If you can go in the exact right position, which is slightly left center, you'll actually have a full view of this green. The left or right of that, then it's a blind second shot.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Well, that is a ball striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close.
Chance for back-to-back.
Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament.
Frank, what are we looking at here at the big par 5 14th?
Out of bounds on the right, and those little series of pot bunkers called the birdies. Now, if you get in trouble here, you can bail out with your second shot down the left, which is the 4th fairway. That's one other option of playing this par 5. But a good tee shot, and you can certainly go at this for 2.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
That was nuclear. Well, that is a sweet swing, like an easy breeze on a nice summer day. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. This can be a cruel game at times. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card.
Frank, the 15th here at the Old Course, just a classic example of links golf, where you might be aiming for something that isn't even...
He's gone for a little extra.
This one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Not a gimme, but well within his range.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
EA Sports and the R&A are proud to present final round coverage of the 144th Open Championship. Well, every golfer wants to come home, and here we are at the home of golf, the Old Course at St. Andrews. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports.
Yeah, and Rich, this is just a wonderful place to play the game. Every player that's ever sort of learned to swing the golf club, this is the one course they wanted to play. The reason why is because every great this game has ever seen has walked across Saucon Bridge.
So we're getting set now for the second 9 here at the Old Course at St. Andrews. And Frank, a chance to get off to a good start here with the short par 4 10th.
Yeah, it's a very subtle hole. It just looks straight ahead in front of you, but there is gorse down the left if you stray, especially into a head breeze. But really, it's drivable for most of the players. Just got to worry about those 2 bunkers. There's sort of short right of the green. You finish up there, then this hole becomes a little more difficult.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
It's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
Sinks the putt for birdie.
Frank, number 11, the Eden, is really one of the more fascinating holes in all of golf.
Yeah, the two bunkers that the players normally worry about, Strath bunker in the front and the hill bunker to the left. What makes those two bunkers so difficult is the steepness of the faces in them.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That's how you play the game. Right there. Stick it in close and then knock in the birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed. Made it. Frank, how do you like the 12th hole here at St. Andrews?
Well, it's a beautiful par 4. You start to see the village of St. Andrews in the background, Eden Estuary to the right, and also decision time. If you're long enough, it's certainly worth having a crack at this par 4 with your tee shot. But if you're not a long hitter, then you've really got to worry about those 4 beautifully and well strategic positioned bunkers in the middle of the fairway.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You've got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The two bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
Really good drive here, about 320 yards and straight. Second shot, good look at the green. Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. This from about 10 feet. This is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
Frank, what's the strategy here at the 14th?
If you can't go for this par 5 and 2, Rich, there is another option where you can go left. And I mean left of left. That's down the 4th fairway. That's across the Elysian Fields, as they call it, which is a set of sort of hummocks that run down the middle. You can find a flat lie there and come across at about a 45-degree angle for your third shot to 14.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
What a turn of events. Just turned this round upside down. Started off slow, but then managed to pick up the pace and back on track now. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
setting up for an approach shot here. Strong wind here early in the round. How do you think this is going to affect the players, Frank?
Well, they've got to be clever on club selection and the type of shot they want to hit now.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Score that, a birdie. Back here at the 15th, and Frank, this fairway narrows up in a hurry.
And it's also, there's a big crop of heather that sort of constrains you if you're going to hit it just straight down the middle. Only the brave go down the right side. Brings in those little bunkers called robs. And they'll rob your scorecard, that's for sure.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Right in the fairway and 180 yards from here. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Right about 9 feet here to the hole. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Headed for home now, partner. The 16th hole, and what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office.
Great lie. What a great shot. He has really hit it a long way. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Good looking shot right here. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie.
It's no snack, though. Oh, another one goes in.
Frank, this is sort of bizarre. You're standing on the tee at the road hole, one of the most famous par fours in the sport, and you're aiming for a hotel?
Well, you're aiming over a series of letters that say the Old Course Hotel. If you can hit it exactly over that U, then you will be in the right place, which hopefully is down the middle of the fairway. You avoid that heather on the left. That bunker up ahead, the road hole bunker, you remember David Duval? He got stuck in there. Years ago, Tommy Nakajima, he could hardly ever get that ball out, and in the end succumbed, I think, to double figures. So the hole has more than one way to trap you, so stay away from the road, from the road hole.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Doing whatever he wants with that golf ball. Moving it left, moving it right, hitting it straight when it's called for. He's doing it all. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, no ordinary finishing hole, is it?
The 18th is named Tom Morris, one of the greats of the game many a year ago. And of course, every great player has walked across Swilcan Bridge. You'll get the opportunity to do that after you hit that tee shot. If you're very long, you can drive this green, but avoid the Valley of Sin. Enjoy the walk all the way up golf's most famous finishing hole.
Look at this. Look at all the power in that coil. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
And he has it for birdie. And that wraps up the final round. Just a great performance by our champion today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. I think this one will have to go down in the books as an absolute classic. Fantastic play, not only in the course today, but all week long.